honestly can't put the perfect NFC East matchup in the year 2020. And we all know how terrible the NFC East is. And we get probably the greatest NFC East game we're probably going to watch. Oh my god, this game. How did the Eagles win this game? It's just like, at first you say, how can the Eagles not win this game? But then, like, going throughout the course of the entire thing, you were just like, oh my god, the Eagles actually have a chance to lose this. But then they come up clutch late in the game, and then it's just like, I'm just speechless. I'm speechless on what I watched. I am laughing because I feel like that game was very laughable, and that just shows to you how bad both of these teams are. It just shows to you how bad every team in this division is, and somehow the Eagles are still in first place. I just like you can't like describe this any perfectly. You can't. Like you cannot you just can't make anything up at this point with this damn division. And this game that was put forth by the Eagles and the Giants. So the Eagles win this game by a score of 22-21. A lot of stuff happened in this game. A lot of bad things. The Eagles, at the start of the game, looked fantastic. Opening drive, 70-plus yard drive, and they look fantastic. They get a touchdown. Carson Wentz runs right into the end zone. Okay, you got a touchdown on your first drive of the game. Let's go. Let's keep it going. Let's get this creativity flowing. Then it just dies. It's just like, what happened from that first drive of the game to the rest of the game? Like, what happened? What happened? I can't describe what happened. After that first drive, the Eagles couldn't get anything going. Carson Wentz making these ridiculous, terrifying throws, either where they're going to get intercepted or they're just going to give everyone heart attacks at this point when they get dropped. And then the offensive line, we already know the offensive line sucks. They can't protect Carson Wentz worth a damn. And you have Lane Johnson coming back into this game, and he's literally just off, on, off, on, off, on. At this point, I feel bad for Lane Johnson because he's trying to fight through the problems that he's going through right now with his injury situation, and it just keeps getting worse. At this point, I wouldn't I wouldn't say the least that he might miss the next game. I doubt he will because it's Lane Johnson and he battles through literally everything. But it's just like, maybe with the extra week and a half off, because since you play Thursday, you're going to have that extra week and a half off before you play the Cowboys. Really, honestly, basically a week and a half to 2 weeks. Then you play Dallas basically after that. So it's a good amount of time for rest right there. But, like, the guy battles. He does. It's just sad to see him constantly go on and off the field, on and off the field. It's hard to see. And then what happened to Deshaun Jackson at the end of the game, oh my goodness. That honestly might be the last time you see Deshaun Jackson in an Eagles uniform. Man, that hit was late. That hit was dirty. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And this guy just came back into the game, first game back. And I'm just like, wow. Like, Doug, you're going to put that guy in that type of situation right there? And literally, the hit was dirty. He was already on the field. And then you get a guy basically tackling him on the field. His knee hits his head. And then soon after, he can't put pressure on one of his legs. It's just like the pure unluckiness with this team and the injuries at this point. And I keep saying this, the Eagles might as well open up their damn hospital. Their own hospital for their own players. That's how many injuries they have on this damn team. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But going back to the game at hand, like I said, after that opening drive, it was just nothing. It was basically lifeless. And then, as I talk on that play, and you get the Eagles throwing interceptions, Carson Wentz trying to make these freaking ridiculous throws where he's literally running around the entire field, can't find anyone open, and then he just throws it 30 yards across the field, and you got Fulgham can't make the catch. It's just like, you can't blame Fulgham right there. Carson Wentz put him in a terrible situation. That was a terrible throw. And then when the Eagles get into the red zone, he throws an interception because he makes a dumb throw once again. I can defend Carson as much as I want, but he made a good amount of bad plays in this game. But I will also give it to Carson Wentz as well. He came up clutch at the end of the game, and that's basically the entire summary of this damn football team is inconsistencies. Major inconsistencies. And when the Eagles have to turn the ball over on a punt, and they basically give the Giants the perfect room to on the field right there. It only takes one play for them to tie the game. Daniel Jones throws it right to Golden Tate, runs right into the end zone. He does the little boxing move on the goal post, and I'm just like, what the hell are you doing right there, Golden Tate? And it's just like, and then the Eagles get their field goal. I'll get to Jake Elliott in a minute because, whew, man, he has not looked good the past few weeks. Not looked good whatsoever. And then you get interception by the by the Giants, and then you get another interception by the Eagles. It's just like, you know how bad the Giants offense is, but the Eagles were literally, the offense felt like they were playing down to them. That's what it felt like, because like I said, after that first play, it just, where was the offense? You just couldn't find anything. And then the Giants fumble the ball at the end of the half, and then the Eagles get into the red zone. Basically, after that first drive of the game for the Eagles, they got into the red zone, I think, like 3, 4, 5 more times. No touchdowns, 1 field goal, and they miss another field goal. Jake Elliott with a 29-yard attempt. A 29-yard attempt. And he misses to the left. How? I have no words. I absolutely have no words. How do you miss that? And basically, like I said, Jake Elliott, the past few weeks, he's been missing field goals. He's been missing them a lot. The past 2 weeks, he missed 2 50-plus yard field goals. With a 50-plus yard field goal, he does make those, but eventually he's going to miss one of them. So I can understand that. But a 29-yarder, a 29-yard field goal, and you miss it to the left when you could have been up by 6 at the half, and now you're only still up by 3 with the 10-7 lead. And then just going right into the third quarter, man, the start to that was very boring. It was so boring. No offense could get anything going. It felt like it was 3 and outs, 3 and outs, 3 and outs on 4 straight plays on both sides. 2 for the Giants, 2 for the Eagles. And then you get one of the best plays of the game by the Giants. The best plays of the game by Daniel Jones. Oh my. This was amazing. This basically sums up, I would say, the NFC East and also the Giants season. So on the first play of that drive, halfway through the third quarter, they make a play, Daniel Jones gets the ball, and he runs to the right, runs outside, he goes right up there, and he gets 80 yards out of the run. And you know what? He was wide open. He was gone. He could have got the touchdown, but he tripped over the 20-yard line. I'm just like, what? Out of everything that could happen, you were gone. You had a touchdown marked right over there, and you trip. I'm just like, how? How does that happen? I'm basically just like, okay, from the Eagles standpoint, that's terrible. You shouldn't be allowing that. But on the Giants standpoint, how the hell does that happen? You had a touchdown, and you tripped on the 20-yard line. Oh my God. And everything that was tweeted right after that moment, oh my God, that was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. On the defensive side, that was embarrassing, but hilarious nonetheless. And then it was looking like, too, the Giants weren't going to get a touchdown on this play because they were getting up to the 3rd, 4th down. And then, of course, the Eagles take a pass interference penalty, and it brings them right back, right on the goal line on the 1st down, and they do eventually get the touchdown. And it did just feel like, once again, Eagles can't do anything. And then the Giants, once again, get another touchdown on a nice 15-play drive. We get one right there. And Eagles, once again, like I said, it just felt like between the third quarter, well, basically between the first drive going throughout basically the entire third quarter, mainly the Eagles, once again, didn't wake up until basically when it mattered at the end of the game. And that's where the inconsistencies come from. You have the really good start to the game on the first drive, and then it completely goes downhill. It just, inconsistencies. Major inconsistencies. And then when the Giants make it 21-10, the Eagles come back, they get a touchdown, but they go for 2 points and they miss. And then they get another touchdown. It was a nice play by Carson Wentz. A nice drive right here by Wentz at the end of the game because the Giants... Now, this was after the touchdown, actually. I'm like looking at right now, I feel like, did they fumble on that play? No, they didn't, because that was after, and that would help the Eagles win the ball game. So the Eagles, they Good grounding right here, and this is when Deshaun Jackson actually got injured at this point. Then Carson Wentz makes a nice dime right there, gets it to the 30-yard line, and then once again, they get up to the goal line, and then Jason Kelce takes a very stupid face mask penalty, which brings the Eagles back 15 yards. And then you know what? The very next drive, Carson Wentz said, oh, that doesn't matter because he's going to throw a nice dime to Boston Scott. And the Eagles go up. And they try once again for the 2-point conversion. And the entire game, the run was very non-existent because the Giants were immediately stopping every chance we got on the run. Every chance. There were some nice plays right there, especially on that last drive right there. Boston Scott making some plays right there. But still, the run was very inconsistent. And on both of the 2-point conversions, they tried to run the ball and it got them nowhere. Absolutely got them nowhere. And then you get Jalen Hurts on the other 2-point conversion. He's running, can't find anything. Then he tries to find the open man in the end zone, can't do it. It's just like, one, Carson Wentz just made a dime to Boston Scott. Why is Jalen Hurts coming out? Why? Why the hell is Jalen Hurts coming out to try to make a 2-point conversion? And also, before the second half even ended, Jalen Hurts tried to come out to try to get a touchdown play when the Eagles were on the red zone. Now, I think that was on the drive when Jake Elliott missed the field goal. It's just like, why is Hurts coming out in these situations just to run the ball? One, when the run isn't working this game. It was not at all. Also, throughout the game as well, yes, you can argue Carson Wentz was definitely overthrown some people. Overthrew Fulgham a couple of times, also in the end zone. But I feel like one of those passes to Fulgham in the end zone he could have had, because it went right between Fulgham's arms. It did. He just laid it out for him. He couldn't catch it. But Carson Wentz at the end of this game to me. Even though there were a lot of bad spurts, in this game. And definitely you can blame Carson Wentz on a lot of those plays. Because Carson Wentz, even though the offensive line, wasn't really that much protection. There was a lot of instances, once again, where Carson Wentz refuses to throw the ball away, and it puts him in a terrible field situation. Or if he does try to throw the ball away, it's either too late, or it turns into a bad play and a bad read. And then you get those other couple of plays where he's trying to make those Hail Mary type of throws, where he has no idea where he's throwing it, and he's basically just hoping someone catches it. And it doesn't happen. Once Fulgham missed it, and it almost turned into an interception, and then in the red zone, it turned into an interception. So Carson Wentz right there, it's the inconsistencies, but he stepped up at the end of the game, and he's probably one of the main reasons the Eagles won this game to begin with. One of the main reasons. It wasn't Doug Peterson. Definitely wasn't Jake Elliott. If Jake Elliott hits that field goal at halftime, it might be a different game at that point. It might have. Even though they still won this game, they probably wouldn't have to be in those situations regardless. It's just, God. It's just so mind-boggling watching this team. It is so mind-boggling watching this damn team. It is. And if you look at Carson Wentz's stat line on the night, has 25 out of 43 completions. He threw for 359 yards, that's a lot of them. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, which happened in the red zone right there. And really no one really stood out on the receiving side of the ball. Boston Scott had a couple of rushes right there. And like I said, the rush game was really non-existent. They only have 96 in total. Richard Rodgers stepping up in the tight end position when you don't have Zach Ertz and you don't have Dallas Goedert, especially on one of those plays on the final drive where Carson Wentz threw a dime right to him, got it right to the 30-yard line. Really impressive game right there by Rodgers. Travis Fulgham, another nice game. Even though he didn't get that many receptions, only got 6, but he still got 73 yards out of it. Travis Fulgham, been looking nice right there. And John Hightower, when the Eagles made it 21-16, he made a really impressive 50-plus yard catch right there. It's just that, Hightower, can you catch anything else more than a 50-yard play? I feel like because he's not targeted enough, but it's just like, what are you going to either miss the 50-yard play or are you going to make it? It's just, this game is very mind-boggling. But then you also got to give it to the defense, too. The defense forced the Giants. They pressured Daniel Jones, and they forced some turnovers right there. One on the running play, fumble the ball. They forced Daniel Jones to throw an interception. And like one of those interceptions, it was lucky. Daniel Jones threw the ball too hard and popped out of one of the players' hands, and it landed right into the palms of Jalen Mills. It was very one of those unlucky plays that turned fortunate for the Eagles. And then they forced Daniel Jones to fumble the ball at the end of the game, which helped the Eagles win. So, I don't know what to say. I just don't. It's just like, it's just this team, I feel like they put themselves in these bad situations too. What I can understand, this team's not good. The team's not good at all. Carson Wentz has been very inconsistent this year. Very inconsistent. Doug Peterson looks lost. Jake Elliott's lost. And they're injured to hell. They are. But they won this game. Sadly, they're still in it because of this stupid division. They are. They're in it because of this dumb division. And then they're going to have a big matchup next week. A week and a half. When they play Dallas. That's going to be a fun game, Sunday Night Football. Oh, God. The Dallas, sadly, they lost Dak Prescott. But Dallas, they're just not a good team. Their defense sucks, and their offense can't get consistent now that they don't have Dak. And then going in here with the Eagles, do they bring some type of confidence off of this game going against the Cowboys, knowing it's a gigantic rivalry right there between Dallas and Philadelphia? I don't know what to say. It's just basically I'm taking this one game at a time. I'm not getting too angry. I'm not getting too excited because basically this team, it just is what it is at this point. It's just like you're most likely going to see a playoff team this year with a below 500 record. That's basically what's just going to happen at this point. And one of those teams is probably going to have a home field game in the playoffs, and that's going to make a lot of people mad. That'll be funny though. It'll be very, very funny. So, what are your thoughts on this game? What are your thoughts on the Eagles almost losing to the Giants, but they did in fact win? What are your thoughts on Carson Wentz's performance? Even though he did have a lot of shaky things in this game, a lot of bad situations, but he also stepped up at the end of the game. So I want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to leave your comments down in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.